Hello, everyone, and welcome to. Oh, I just lost you for a second. I'm just going to let some more people in the waiting room. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our little Easter mini cooking class. How organized are we for Easter so far? Me, not very. This is going to help me. Anyone else? No? 6 days away. Don't mean to scare you, but at least with Easter, we've got the build up with Good Friday, Easter Saturday. So we have some time. Well, Lexie is here joining me tonight from my team, Lexie Pitman. And she and I are going to inspire you with three dishes that, are great at any celebration, really, but specifically tailored towards Easter. And one of them is all about using up leftover Easter eggs, if there is such a thing. There usually is in my house because one of my kids actually does save his eggs to the point where I have to go in and check and say, hey, they're close to expiry. But not me, sadly. All right. Give us a hoy and just let us know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. That would be fantastic. Cooking the loaf later in the week. Oh, that's brilliant. Yes, it's really good. We cooked it on Saturday for our Eltham cooking class and it was a big hit. It was delicious. So what we might do is unsure of the timing exactly with this. Lexie, could you just let the people in?
Done.
Awesome. Thank you. So if we have some downtime, we might jump on Cookie Doo and sort of share some inspiration because we get inspired from you as well, our customers. Fantastic. All right. So I am making the hazelnut, goodness, what's it called? I always forget the names of recipes. Hazelnut brioche or something like that. Hang on, I'll wait for Cookie Doo to boot up. And we will send you all of the recipes and the recipe links to Cookie Doo in an email over the next couple of days. So don't stress. It's basically a brioche bun. It looks really fancy. And until you make it yourself, you think it's really difficult, but it's actually not that hard. And the instructions in Cookie Doo are fantastic. Okay, hazelnut chocolate brioche. There we go. So I have already made the dough in order to speed things up a bit. So has everyone on tonight already got a Thermomix? I'm assuming you all do. Is there anyone, I should ask, that doesn't have a Thermomix? Put your hand up or pop it in the chat. Queensland. Hello, Michelle from Nagambie. So does anyone not have a Thermomix? It just helps me with what we need to talk about. Fantastic. All right. You have a TM6. Thanks, Kayla. All right. So I have already made the dough. I'm going to quickly run through how that dough is made just with you so that, because I know you, if you've all got a Thermomix, you know how to make dough, yeah? Okay, so you start off with 140 grams of full cream milk and you heat that up for a minute at 37 degrees on speed 1. Then you add 60 grams of white sugar, a teaspoon of yeast, and 60 grams of unsalted butter that has been melted. And then you heat that up for 2 minutes at 37 degrees. You add in your baker's flour, salt, and 2 lightly beaten eggs. So it's the milk and the eggs that give it that brioche taste. Then you mix that for 6 seconds and then you go ahead and knead it for 4 minutes and transfer it onto a thermomat Here's one I prepared earlier. And it's a very wet and sticky dough. So what I'm going to do is spotlight, spotlight, and spotlight. There you go. So you can watch what I am doing whilst I'm doing it. Yes. Waiting. Okay. Zoom is cool. All right. So hopefully you can see that okay. So it is quite a sticky dough. If you haven't got one of these, I highly recommend you get one. They're a bowl scraper, green bowl scraper. I think they're about $4.95 in the mix shop. And they are the best thing ever for handling dough. Because as you probably know with your thermomat, you should never use a knife or anything sharp. Okay, so when it comes out of your bowl, it's really wet and sticky. So you put it onto a lightly floured surface and you basically just kind of give it a gentle knead until it's no longer sticky. I mean, it's still a little bit sticky. And so now I am just rolling it to get it all up and getting there eventually. All right. So then shape into a ball and we leave it to proof for about an hour, which I have done. Okay. We preheat the oven to 180, which I have done, and you line a pizza tray, one of the rose gold pizza trays with some baking paper. Just going to take the blur off. Go. Okay. Next, we knock down the dough. Put on a silicone bread mat. We just knead it for a little bit into a very rough log. Oh, you can just see the butter in the dough. It's beautiful. Okay. Next, we are going to flatten it out and cut it into roughly 4 portions. So cut in half. That's how I do my math. And cut in half again. So easy. Then we've got 4 portions. Love that. You could weigh them if you want them to be exact, but near enough's good enough as far as I'm concerned. Okay, roll each portion into a dough, into a ball. And then, I'm going to put those aside. We want them to be about 30 centimetres. So that's a little bit wider than this mat. Okay, and we want to try and get it into a rough circle. Now, if your rolling pin, this one's from the mix shop, is sticking to the dough a little bit, little tips, is just a bit of olive oil spray onto your rolling pin, and then it won't stick. And soon I'll go on with this and I'll get Lexie to start on the scrolly dip. Oops, we've broken a bit. Use my muscles, goodness. So we just want it a little bit bigger than the outer circle on your thermomat. Of course, if you don't already know and you don't have a thermomat, you can earn one as a host reward when you host a demonstration. Okay, so that's number 1 done. And then we're gonna, okay, like so. And then we are going to put about 1/3 of our hazelnut spread, which you can make in the Thermomix. About 1/3 of that onto our dough. I'm sure it's fat-free. As who's made hazelnut bread or aka Nutella in their Thermomix before? Anyone? What about you, Lexie? You made it before?
I sure have. Nutella and peanut butter.
Fantastic. Save a fortune and you know what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
No preservatives. Okay, so just so I'm going to leave the spotlight on me, and I'm going to spotlight Lexie in a minute. So you can continue to watch what I'm doing, but I don't think you need to watch me roll out 3 more dough. You want to leave roughly a centimetre perimeter on the perimeter. And then I'm going to put another row of dough on, then another third of the Nutella mix, then another dough, another third of the Nutella, and then a lid, and then you'll see me start decorating it from there. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to spotlight Lexie. Find her. Where are you, Lexie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not showing up. Ah, there you are. Awesome. So, add spotlight and go for it.
I'm on. All right.
You're on.
So, hi, everyone. I'm going to make an Easter carrot cheese dip tonight. So this one's really cute. You can shape it into a carrot and put some little parsley leaves out the top so it looks like a carrot. Because I'm just going to whack this in the fridge tonight, I'm going to pop it in a bowl. But let's go. So I've searched for my recipes on Cookie Doo. I hope everyone here is using Cookie Doo. As Tess likes to say, it's a bit like having a mobile phone with no apps on it if you're not using your Cookie Doo. So I've searched for my recipes and I've added them to my week. So I can quickly just go in here and hit the start cooking button. So I've already gone through and checked my ingredients and I've got them all ready and I'm going to start cooking. So our first step, now I'll just let you know as well, I've had this recipe tonight because I hate waste and we're not going to eat 500 grams of dip in the next couple of days. So I've got my red cheese. So this is actually on special at Coles at the moment. You can get it for about $4. Otherwise it's normally about 10. So perfect timing so you can make your Easter dip. So I'm going to pop that in. I've got 96 grams, so just about half. I'm going to pop my lid on and grate up the cheese. So I think Zoom will block me out here because it's going to be quite noisy. So 5 seconds. All right. So 5 seconds and it's chopped up all my cheese for me. Ooh, there we go. So I'm just going to pop that in a bowl and pop it aside. It's going to go on top of the dip a bit later to make it look like the carrot. Just bear with me. Get all of that out. Doesn't matter if there's some left in here because it's just going to add to the yummy flavour of the dip. So I'll pop that aside. We'll go to next. All right, so I've got my carrot, 1 carrot chopped into pieces that I'll throw in. And I've also got my spring onion, so freshly chopped from my garden tonight. That'll be nice and tasty. Pop that in. Pop my lid back on. My little boy is fast asleep, so I'm really hoping this doesn't wake him up. All right, turn it to speed 5. 5 seconds to chop it up. Right. Now, here it's going to ask you to scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl and then chop it again. But because I've halved the recipe, I actually think that's quite a good consistency, so I'm going to skip that step. So the one thing I love about the Thermomix is you can play with the recipes a little bit to suit you. I'm still just going to scrape it down. But it's got a nice consistency that'll give it a bit of texture. So I'm just going to skip that next chop. And we're going to add a little bit of the reserve grated cheese. So it's asking for 75 grams, but because I've halved my recipe, I'm going to put a little bit less. My maths isn't great, but there we go. That'll do.
Near enough.
Near enough. All right. So in here, I've got my 250 grams of cream cheese. I've got some Dijon mustard, so 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, some garlic powder, some paprika, some salt and some pepper. So I'm going to throw it all in because I know that those are all the next steps to do.
This is a yummy, yummy dip.
It's so good.
Such a great way to save money too, making your own dips.
Yeah, I don't buy dips anymore, especially hummus. Find the hummus that you buy at the shops is all just tastes a bit meh, but when you make it yourself fresh, it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so now we're just going to blend it up. So 15 seconds and I'll be back.
Awesome. Wow, this is a messy job. And I've started fasting too. That was silly, so I can't even lick my fingers. But I've got a feeling that there's a girl close by who's going to want to clean that bowl up for me.
I'd be licking the spoon in between.
I can't because my fast started at 7:30.
So here's my dip. That's a nice carrot kind of orange colour. So what you would do here, if you were making it into a carrot, is pop it in spoonfuls on your tray and then just shape it into a carrot. So if it was a bit soft, you could put it in the fridge to make it a little bit easier to work with. But this smells delicious. It smells a little bit like the corn relish dip that you get at the supermarket, which is one of my favourites. I'm going to pop it in a bowl.
Have you made it before?
This one?
The corn relish dip.
I haven't made the corn relish dip.
It's 2 ingredients.
It's 2 ingredients.
Yep, I seriously should do a recipe on Cookie Do. But it's corn relish, no surprise there.
Yeah.
And sour cream. That's it.
So easy. It smells so, I'm full from dinner, but this smells so good.
It's really delicious, and it's that cheese that makes it. It's very popular in England, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone listening?
I've never heard of this cheese. I'd seen it, but I've never used it before tonight. So get every last bit out.
Lisa is very new to her TM6. Welcome, Lisa. Good to have you here. I bet you're not regretting it. I hope you're using it and getting the most out of it. I know I was a bit scared at first when I got my Thermomix. I was kind of like, oh, you're so pretty. I'm too scared to touch you. But you just need to rip the Band-Aid off and get cooking.
It's like when you have a baby. The first weeks you're so scared that you're going to hurt them. And then by a couple of weeks, you're throwing them around. There's my dip. You can see it's beautiful orange colour.
What a great colour.
And I'm going to have a look at the spoon.
Good on you. That dip is beautiful.
Delicious.
Yep. That would be really good on some like a cob loaf as well, wouldn't it?
Be beautiful.
Cob loaf dipped in it. Yummy.
And then you just get the cheese. I think because I used half, I probably should have halved the time that I blitzed it because it's a little bit sticky. It's also quite warm in my house tonight. You essentially just cover it up. So it looks like a carrot.
Oh, that looks awesome.
And there's my dip.
Yum. It still makes a lot considering you halved it.
I have it. That's quite a reasonable size bowl.
Okay.
That would be, more than enough to serve lots of people.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Back over to you, Tess.
Yeah. All right. So I'm at the pointy end of the deal here, where God help me. I'm hopeful that I can pull this off. Okay. So we followed all the steps, and it says to trim the edges. I've just kind of used my hand to make it look a bit more circular. It's going to be rustic, like most things that come out of my kitchen. Okay, so it says to use a 5 centimetre cutter. I'm going to use the ravioli cutter that we sell in the mix shop, the small one. And I'm just going to put that in roughly the centre and mark it. Beautiful. Just like narrate her in. 1 second. Love these knives from the mix shop. They are fantastic and so reasonably priced too. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, excuse me, is we're going to cut the dough into quarters. Can you see that okay? I think you can. So we're not going to cut the centre bit that I've knocked out. Oh, I really probably need some flour. So we're going to cut it into quarters. So we go halves first. This dough is so soft. And get it into quarters.
Yes. Have you spotlighted your... Just
Yep.
had Michelle say she can't see. Can everyone see what Tess is doing?
Can you make sure you're on gallery mode, Michelle? You can see me, Lexie?
I can see.
You just need to go into the top right-hand corner where it says view and make sure that you're on gallery. No, not gallery. Speaker view, maybe? What are you on, Lexie?
I don't know. Ooh. As I keep saying, I don't like Zoom. So I managed to get myself on there somehow, and I don't know how I did it.
Just keep playing around with your view. Maybe if I take my main one off. How do I do that? Remove spotlight. Can you see it now, Michelle? Hoping you can. So I've cut that into quarters, and then the next step is to cut each quarter into half. So you can see we're starting to create a pattern. That knife's a bit big. And then we're going to cut those in half again. So, Lexie, are you ready to go on with your hot chocolate?
Ready to go.
Okay, and then we'll come back to me when I show you how to actually do the magic.
All right, so I still have Easter eggs sitting in my cupboard from last year, and we're about to get to Easter again. So I'm going to show you a really good way to use up some of your chocolate if you haven't eaten it all. So I'm doing a spiced hot chocolate. So this is like a delicious mix of a chai latte with a bit of chocolate in it. So all we're going to do is pop in 2 cardamom pods. So you can see the little, try to put them here, my tiny little cardamom pods, and half a cinnamon quill, and 20 grams of dark chocolate. I'm going to put a little bit more to make it extra chocolatey. And this is what I had left over in the cupboard. And then we will...
Did you say you had leftover Easter eggs from last year?
I do. I'm not a huge chocolate eater. And Elijah got so many Easter eggs. I just got to quickly rip my lid. And
wow, I'm impressed. Does anyone else got any leftover chocolate?
all right, sorry about that. I didn't want a carrot hot chocolate. And just quickly blitz it up.
It doesn't help that it's warm in my kitchen as well. So this dough's a bit melted. So it's a bit more fiddly than it should be. We will make it work.
All right. So this is what I love about my Thermomix. So it's just completely blitzed up the cardamom, the cinnamon, and the chocolate. It smells amazing. You like cinnamon?
I do.
So I'm just going to add in 250 grams of water. Just a touch over, but that's okay. So I've got my water, some milk, 150 grams of milk. If you wanted to be extra decadent, you could just use milk. Fridge. All right, 1 whole clove. I'm using ground clove because I have run out of whole cloves and hadn't realised. So just a dash. A teaspoon of black tea leaves. So I'm just going to rip open a tea bag and throw it in. You can see this is very similar to your kind of chai. And then a teaspoon of raw sugar. So depending how sweet you like things, you could use a little bit less or a little bit more. And I'll put my lid on. And let it warm up and infuse into the milk for 5 minutes.
Awesome. The perfect timing, Lexie. All right. So here we are. I'll just make sure. So just yell out when you're ready. Move spotlight. Yep. Okay. So just to catch you up with what I did, I had that in the center to mark out a round piece. Okay. And it's bounced back up now. Then I've cut it in half and then in quarters. And then each section, each quarter, half again. And then half again. So we've ended up with 16 pieces. Now, what we're going to do is grab 2 neighbouring pieces and pull them out. And hopefully you can see this okay. And we are going to twist them twice to the outside and then join them together like so. And we're going to do that all the way around. So twist them out. 1, 2. And then sort of bring it together. So simple. I remember the first time I went to make this, I was so scared. Don't be. It's already starting to look pretty greedy. Out to the sides, 1, 2, and then tuck and join at the back. Oh God, that Nutella smells so good. Hazelnut spread, yum. Like so. And then out, out. What's everyone making for Easter? I hope some of you are going to give this a go. It tastes delicious, and it actually tastes really good the next day too, which would be good considering I'm fasting tonight. Voila, there you go. How good does that look? Looks pretty snazzy if I say so myself. There we go. So we're meant to let that sit now for 20 minutes. And cover it with plastic, but I'm thinking we don't really have that time now to leave it and let it prove again. So I might just let it prove for 5 minutes. Open the oven and have a quick chat to you. Stick your hand. How you going, Lexie?
I've got 1 minute left on mine, or 1.5 minutes.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, just speaking about host reward. There are so many reasons to host a Thermomix demonstration now. Previously you could get a thermo server and some mats. Now it's opened up to way more. You can get a round thermo server, an oval thermo server, silver or black, the white thermo server for doing your small jars of yogurt, a 2.7 litre vacuum seal container and wand. They are fantastic. I'll show you one really quickly.
Yeah, I mentioned that I hate waste, so the vacuum seals are amazing. And you pop your spinach or your herbs or pretty much anything in there and suck all the air out. It keeps them nice and fresh.
Or honeycomb and tempered chocolate left over from our Easter class on Saturday. And it keeps it so crisp. Like, look at that. Perfect. That's our beautiful tempered chocolate that we made at the class. So what you do is you just pop a bit of that on top of the honeycomb and you've got a violet crumble. Good. Anyway, so you can also get that as a host reward. And then you seal it up. You suck all the air out of it. And that makes your fruit, veg, herbs, whatever it is you want to keep in here, yogurt, last much longer. So saving you lots and lots of money. A couple of other things quickly is you can get a blade cover peeler. You can also get the glider board, which is fantastic, which means you can move your Thermomix across your bench without having to lift it. Love that, saves you back. You can also get a 12-month Cookie Do subscription. You can still get the mats or you can get a kitchen tool kit. So much on offer now. So, you know, it'd be a great idea to host a demonstration, get re-inspired, and, you know, perhaps pick up some hints and tips that you didn't know about. Over to you, Lexie.
All right, so my hot chocolate is now finished. And I've just strained it through the steaming basket. So here it is. It smells so good. I can't wait to sit down and have a nice cup before bed. It smells like the cinnamon and the cloves.
Delicious.
Yeah, and a great way to use up some chocolate. So I think maybe next time I do all milk. I like mine quite milky.
You could add more milk to it, though.
Yeah, you could add a bit more milk.
Yeah.
But so good. Tastes like chai with chocolate.
I might have to pop over, Lexie.
Yeah. Come on over.
Sounds and looks delicious. Right up my alley. Okay. So what else? How else do you use up your chocolate at Easter time since you don't eat it all that well?
I made some fudge on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I used up some of the chocolate there. or in chocolate chip biscuits. You can just break some up. So if you throw it in your Thermomix and just blitz it for 1 second, it breaks it up nicely to pop in there. Or I use them as bribery for my son.
Absolutely. Another thing you can do with it is make milkshakes.
Mm.
If the weather, stays nice, you could make a milkshake instead of a hot chocolate. There are so many things you can do. And making fudge is an excellent idea because, if you haven't made fudge in your Thermomix yet, I highly recommend you do. And that you make the sweetened condensed milk beforehand, because that is another massive, massive, massive money saver. Here we go. Here's some she prepared earlier.
Some I prepared earlier.
Yum. That's just cut a bit too small, Lexie.
It's cut very small because I was using it at the market and it went down a treat. But I make the classic chocolate fudge, and it's super simple because you make your condensed milk first. It takes about 3 minutes, and then you just add your fudge ingredients on top of that. So you're only using 1 jug. And
love that.
It's much cheaper than buying condensed milk from the shop, and it tastes exactly the same.
Fantastic. Well, while I put the glaze onto we're pretending 20 minutes has gone by the way, and I'm just going to put, this is egg yolk and 15 grams of full cream milk, and I'm just going to pop that on because it will make, as it cooks, it'll make it really brown and look really pretty. And while I do that, Lexie, why don't you talk about the special we've got on at the moment, which has just been extended.
The jug?
Yeah.
So this is, I wish I knew about this one when I bought my Thermomix, but I was just super excited and bought it. So at the moment, when you get your Thermomix on your bench, you get your second bowl blade and lid. So this one, which is valued at about $395 for $49. So this is super. I have 2 now, but I wish I'd had 2 the whole time. So when you're making your, let's say you're making your creamy coconut chicken curry and you get halfway through the recipe and realize that you have no almond meal, you can quickly take your curry jug off, pop your other one on, and blitz up some almonds into some almond meal. Or you can make some soup and pop it in the fridge while you're cooking something else, and then just pop this back on to warm up later so that you're not using lots of dishes. Does anyone else have 2 jugs? Do you find it easy and handy?
I have many. Okay, we do
you
have.
Honestly.
That's it. I do have a new attachment as well, the sensor. And what this does is you can place it in your food, whether it be dough or cakes or meat, and it will help you take the guesswork out and be successful in your baking and cooking. So I'm going to put that in a moment. I need my phone to set that up, and then I'm going to pop this in the oven and cook it for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on, because the sensor's going to tell me when it's ready and it's reached its desired temperature in the middle. Then we allow this to cool, and we just dust it with some icing sugar, which I will send a photo of with my email so that you can see how it turns out. But not wanting to keep everyone too long on a Monday night, a school night, a work night, we will cut it short there. But just before we do, I see there's some comments in the chat. Looks delicious. Thanks, Adeline. Adeline's one of my new consultants who've just joined the team. She's just down the road too. So very excited to have Adeline on our team. Looks delicious. Looks lovely. It does. You wait till it's baked. Absolutely glorious. So has anyone got any Easter inspiration that you'd like to share with us? We've given you a few ideas. What would you like to make at Easter? Are you a no meat on Good Friday kind of person? And if that's the case, what do you usually make on Good Friday? Or do you just slum it and get fish and chips? Pop it in the chat or come off mute. We'd love to hear from you.
I'm excited to make hot cross buns.
Yeah. And that hot cross bun loaf is really good too. Oh, well, you saw it, didn't you, at the Marnong market?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have to wait till Easter to make my hot cross buns, or I eat them all and have to make more.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. The hot cross
Easter Rocky
bun.
Road. Yum.
That sounds good. Let's jump on cookie dough. Is that a cookie dough recipe? Maybe not. I will share with you what we made. Can you see that, Lexie? My cookie dough?
Yep.
Awesome. Always good when it works. So this is what we've made tonight. And there's the picture of the carrot that you can make it in if you made the full batch. Look at those spiced hot chocolates. Don't they look delicious? And there's the hazelnut brioche. Just going to show you what we made on Saturday. You can see my meal plan for the week. On Saturday, we made tempered chocolate, which you just saw. I made the meringue nests, which were really cute with some chocolate shredded all over them with a little chocolate Easter egg in them. This one wasn't actually on the list, but I thought, what the heck? We always like to give our customers a little bit more. And for our gluten-free friends out there, this is divine. If you've not made it, I highly recommend it. It's white chocolate, raspberry, and pistachio brownies. Beautiful. So, so good. You would not even know it's gluten-free. So I highly recommend that. I'll show you what we're having on Easter Saturday. Oh, come on. There we go. The best beer battered fish. This is a ripper recipe. I absolutely love it. And the beer batter is beautiful. It's got beer in it, so it's the real deal. And it is.
I was just about to say we're going to make that on Good Friday. I've tried it a couple of times and it's really good.
It is really good. A little bit messy, but good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally recommend it. Thanks, Adeline. And that goes really great with this dish as well. Peri peri sweet potato fries with coriander yogurt sauce. Amazing. They are so, so good. That sauce is delicious. And you don't just have to do sweet potato, you can do normal potato as well. And save yourself a fortune from buying fish and chips down the street. So that's what we've got planned. And on Easter Sunday, I'm pretty sure we have pizza in the Ovana pizza oven. You love a good pizza. So let's have a look and see what suggestions we have in here. Oh, it's a semi bliss recipe. Beautiful. Fantastic. There are plenty of recipes on Cookie Dough that I'll just remove the spotlight so I can see you all. Sorry, Lexie. Now I don't know what I've done. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I'm sorry, Adeline. I don't know how I did that. Oh geez, I'm really not doing well. Yeah. You gotta laugh. Where is it? I can't find Adeline now to take the throw you in the deep end, hey? Oh, you're a good sport. You're a good sport.
Oh, my daughter's saying hello.
Hello, sweetheart. You're up late.
Yeah.
Party animal, is she?
Yes. Yeah. She is. She's gonna go to bed soon. She just wanted to see what
see what we were doing. Okay. I can't get the spotlight off you. I'm sorry, Adeline. I don't know what I've done. Lexie, can you figure it out?
No.
No. This is
hang on. Maybe hold my photo and then that might remove me.
There we go. Is that right? Gallery?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us. that did work. Fantastic. For this little mini Easter class, I hope you've enjoyed it. And we hope to see you again at another class soon. We usually run a class, the Marbles, on the last Monday of every month. And so I guess if you stay tuned and have a look on our socials, which I will send to you in the email, I'll pop Lexie and my social banners on there so that you can keep an eye on what classes we've got coming up. And by all means, please feel free to reach out to us and suggest what we could do classes on, because we want to help you. Actually, I have booked the next one. I just haven't done a link for it as yet. It's around Mother's Day, so we deserve to be spoilt. So we're going to promote ourselves to make some yummy food for us. So thank you, Lexie, for helping out tonight. Enjoy your hot chocolate.
Everyone.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And you will get an email in the next few days. You can always smell the hot chocolate. Absolutely. I can too. Or maybe it's the hazelnut Nutella. All right, I'm going to get that in the oven so I can go to bed. See you later, everyone. Thank you very much.